everyone, how are you doing? Good morning. Welcome to another episode of Nutri Healthy Lifestyle with your hosts. And of course, my name is Folakemi. So today we are doing a general overview of oils and their health implication to us, and especially our hearts and our body generally. So today I have three categories of oil that we'll be reviewing. I have the organic virgin cold pressed coconut oil. I have cold pressed avocado oil, refined avocado oil. I have refined olive oil, and I have unrefined olive oil. So before we start, let's just touch down a little bit about research. So what is the leading cause of death in America or in the whole world? If you do your research very well, you will know that one of the leading cause of death is heart problem, ranging from atherosclerosis, coronary heart problem, cardiovascular problem, high cholesterol, stroke, cardiac arrest, name it. And apart from hereditary, majority of the contributing factor to heart problem is what we ingest, what we consume. And I don't blame people if they don't know, because knowledge is power. If you don't know something, you might probably be consuming what is detrimental to your health and you don't know. But when you are empowered, means once you know, once you're educated on what could be the cause of death, you can reverse a lot of unhealthy habits. You can reverse generation. Okay, so today let's just touch base on what are the components of the oil that we consume. I am explaining these three because these are the three that I use mostly, and that's actually what I eat. And I'll also give you a tips on what to watch out for when you are purchasing your oil, or empower you with knowledge regarding what you should consume or what you should buy when you're shopping for your oil. So let's start with what we have on the table. Like I said, all this oil you have right here are plant-based: coconut, olive, and avocado. I said, what is the difference between refined and unrefined oil? So when it's unrefined, it means the oil is naturally extracted without any mechanical process. But when it's refined, it means some things are applied, like heat and other process, to extract the oil from the seed or from the plant. And in the process of that, the oil nutrient level or some nutrient is lost during the process of extracting it when you're applying it to it. So that's just the difference between the refined and unrefined. So let's start with coconut oil. What does coconut have, or what does coconut oil have? Coconut oil is derived from the coconut copra or coconut meat. It's very good, it's healthy as how they target. But if you read and you research very well, you actually realize that coconut oil, according to American Heart Association, they flag this out because of the saturated fat. Is high in saturated fat, and saturated fat is considered the bad fat for your body. Now, there are two types of cholesterol: the good cholesterol and the bad cholesterol. The good cholesterol is the HDL, and that is the one that you really want to be consuming all the time because it helps to reduce cholesterol from your body. The bad cholesterol is the LDL, and that is considered the bad oil that you don't want to consume. Saturated fats helps to increase the level of your bad oil, bad cholesterol, and reduce the good cholesterol in your body. So nobody want to consume that, right? You want to consume the one that will reduce the bad cholesterol and increase the good cholesterol. So that's why American Heart Association have flagged this, because it's not heart friendly. It's highly dense in saturated fat. In room temperature, you can see is clogged, is I mean, it's frozen, but when you put it on that temperature, it's going to melt and you can use it for whatever you want to use it for. Now, I'm not going to condemn it because you can use it, but you can't use it too much because of your heart problem. Is going to increase your chances of having heart problem if you consume it in excess. There are also other health benefits of coconut oil. It's good for moisturizing. It's also good for your scalp. Some people also use it as oil oil on their face. But again, I'd like to let you know that coconut oil is carcinogenic. It can clog your pores, thereby making you to have acne, or you can just break out with a lot of acne if you use it too much on your face. So you might just want to, look for an alternative oil that is more beneficial, that is less carcinogenic. So I'm not totally flagging this away because I use it once in a while, but I use it to saute. I don't use it to cook, because then the smoke level for coconut oil is between 320 degrees Fahrenheit to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. So if you are cooking and your temperature is above 350, you're just wasting your time because all the nutrients in it is gone. Now, that's for coconut oil. Let's talk about avocado oil. Now, avocado oil is derived from avocado fruits, and we have the cold press and the refined one. So both of them are good depending on what you want to use them for. And luckily, avocado oil has a high smoke level. You can burn it up to like 350 degrees, almost 500 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's see what this says. I think this says it can burn up to 500 degrees. So it's very good for cooking. And one thing I love avocado oil for is high in monounsaturated fatty acid. Is an antioxidant. It helps to reduce radicals from your body, and it helps to prevent your heart from it prevents blood clots, thereby preventing you from having stroke or throwing an embolus. And it also has vitamin E. Vitamin E helps in your skin. It helps to protect your cells in your body. So yes, I would go for both refined and unrefined avocado oil. Now, for the refined one, you can burn up to 500 degrees centigrade and 500 degrees Fahrenheit, meaning that you can use it to cook, you can use it to bake, you can use it to saute, you can use it to do anything. I mean, what do you want to be cooking that will be more than 500 degrees Fahrenheit? You understand? But for the cold press, you can't use it to cook anything that has high heat that you're going to be eating up so much. So it's just good for your salad dressing. If you want to just use it to dress up your fish or any other food. I mean, it's Mediterranean. The Mediterranean food is food that is really, really good. And one of their best food made diets is olive. We'll get to that. So for the cold press, you really just want to consume it when you are not heating up the food you want to eat. Next we have here is the olive oil. I mean, olive plant is one of the best gifts that God gave us. You see, this oil is derived from a plant called the olive plant. And it also has a very good, it can stand heat level up to like 450 to 500. So you can use it to cook, you can use it to bake, you can also consume it. Now, this is very good because it has a whole lot of property that I can't even remember when I was doing my research. I had to write them down. Let me explain them to you. So overall, olive oil has various potent effects, including antimicrobial, antioxidant, immunomodulatory, antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, hepatoprotective, anti-neurodegenerative, neuroprotective ability. It helps to increase your HDL and reduce your LDL. LDL is the bad fatty acid we don't want, and the HDL is the good cholesterol we want to have in our hearts. It also have both monounsaturated fat and polyunsaturated fat. Now, let me explain. Monounsaturated fat is a kind of fatty acid that we naturally produce in our body, and polyunsaturated fat is the kind of fatty acid that we don't produce, our body don't produce it, but we derive it from plants and fish. So if you eat mackerel, if you eat fish that are highly dense with fat, you're going to be eating a lot of polyunsaturated fat. Fish such as salmon, mackerel, your croaker fish, any kind of unbaked or unfried fish. I mean, because when you fry it, you lose all the nutrients, right? So you want to eat smoked, maybe mildly smoked or cooked fish so that you can enjoy your polyunsaturated fat, which comes in omega-3 and omega-6. Yes, that's where you get. You can also get it from nuts, like brazil nuts, cashew nut, any form of nut has polyunsaturated fat. And you can imagine that the olive oil help to reduce brain. It helps to protect your brain. It reduces neurodegeneration. It protects your liver. As a matter of fact, I've read a lot of research, but I haven't seen anyone that particularly says smokers can drink it. But from what I can derive from the benefit of this God-given gift is, if you smoke and you drink, I will advise you to consume the cold pressed olive oil daily, just to protect your kidney and your liver especially, because you know your liver does a lot of metabolic function in your body. It helps to reduce chemical substances from your body. And when you smoke, when you drink alcohol does a lot of dangerous things to our body that I don't even want to start talking about today. So if you drink and you smoke, just try. I'm not saying there's any clinical evidence that backed it up, but from what I can derive, is very good when you consume it cold pressed every day, just to protect your liver and your kidney. Now, what are the functions? So this also has the refined and unrefined. So when you go to the market, you want to make sure that you buy both of them are good, just that the nutrients in the refined one is not the same as the unrefined one. When you buy the unrefined one, you are very sure that all the nutrients are still intact. And the reason why you have them in dark shade color and light shade color means that they really want to preserve all the nutrients in this olive oil. And because when you expose them to heat, they kind of degrade. So they keep them in a dark shape just to keep all the nutrients intact. The refined one is also good. It can burn up to 480 degree Fahrenheit. These two, I will advise you to consume them effectively. But for coconut oil, you can also consume them, but in a very minimal, form. Too much of everything is not good. And if you really want to burn energy, you're going to burn the energy, because saturated fat helps with energy. I mean, when you consume it and you're going to be very, very active, you're going to burn it. I refer to it as fuel. You can consume it, but be mindful of your heart. So the oil you really don't want to, you don't even want to go close to, is trans fat. Like I already talked about saturated fat. Saturated fat to some extent is not good for your heart. But it's cheap. You can see them everywhere. But if you have to consume them minimally and be mindful of how you use them. But trans fat, what is trans fat? Trans fat are genetically modified. They are industries create them. And what does that mean? They had fat and then they had hydrogen on top of it to make the fat solidify, to increase the shelf life of the oil. And where can you find all this trans fat? You can find them in your processed food. Luckily in America, some states have been able to ban the use of trans fat, but we still have them on the shelf. So if you are buying your oil, just make sure, don't look at the price. First, before you even look at the price, look at what they have on their body. Like this I'm holding right here have saturated fat of 2 grams, trans fat 0, cholesterol 0, sodium 0, carbohydrate is 0, and protein is 0. And if you look on the one I have here, saturated fat is also like 2 grams, and trans fat is 0. Everything we have here I can't even consume anyone that has trans fat. Trans fat is a no. Please, when you go to your eateries and you want to eat, just take your time to look at the content of what you are going to be ingesting. Trans fat will kill your heart. Trans fat will clog your heart. Trans fat will make your heart not to pump very well, because once the arteries are clogged, you're going to start building up cholesterol in your heart, and when you get to a point, all your arteries will get clogged, and that's a big problem. So that's where I'll be stopping today on Nutri Healthy Lifestyle. If I have another information regarding healthy heart, I will let you know. But before you go, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share my videos, drop any comments. If you think I'm saying something that is not really right, or you are not really like aligning with what I'm saying, let's rub minds together and let's do some corrections, some editing, add some values to ourselves. Thank you for joining me today. I love you, and I will be waiting to hear from you. Thank you for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. Bye.